In cancer discrimination news,
Hey, when they do that.
submitted by Hendrick. It's a dope ass name.
That's a really sick name.
Like a Jimi Hendrix?
Or like Hendrick's Gin.
Yeah.
Ooh, is it because they're only supporting some cancer researches and not other cancer researches?
Researches?
Yeah.
Is it because of the researches?
Yeah.
Or some people are like, I like this cancer. I like this one a lot.
I prefer skin cancer.
I got
This
skin
one.
cancer.
You did?
Yeah, she got the skin cancer.
Not melanoma though. Carcinoma.
What's the difference?
Melanoma will kill you.
Because it's all
Carcinoma,
over.
you can cut it out.
My mom, not my dad, my mom had that
Wow.
and it got cut out.
Oh, is that when you got your biopsy thing?
And they're gonna take some more out pretty soon, I think. There's some more coming.
We went to Hawaii too much.
She can't be in the sun very long or it might come back.
Yep.
Not a problem for me. A cancer survivor says he was kicked out of a restaurant because his face was scaring customers.
Damn, that's fucked up.
That's insane. I didn't mean to laugh. That was just crazy sounding.
Let me see his face.
It was skin cancer.
Tiff, you better zoom in.
I know.
I'm not zooming in on
That's
this.
about the meanest shit I
Was it
ever
his
heard.
Trying to peek.
Was it his nose got cut off?
Yes.
Yeah, we were just talking to Dr. Pimple Popper on, shout out to Dr.
You were talking to her?
Yeah, she was on our podcast, and I
our
was like,
vibe now.
"What's your least favorite skin thing to deal with?" And she's like, "Well, sometimes people wait too long and they get skin cancer on their nose and they have to get their nose removed, and that's never a fun conversation."
Cool thing about that is just plastic surgery for the nose is pretty common.
Oh yeah, super easy.
Afford it.
No, I'm saying it's very common now, so it's like to get a replacement for something prosthetic like that versus something
But it's
else
very
is a lot
expensive.
easier. But it's a lot easier is what I'm saying.
Is it easy, David?
Easier, I said.
David's saying it's Easy Street USA. Get a new nose.
All right, so,
Get a new nose, guy. Stop scaring
Tell me
people.
about it.
Peasants.
so this is Kirby.
It's not that bad.
Aw, his nose is.
This was before.
Oh, Jesus.
So this is when he got skin cancer, and this is after.
Oh my god, he looks like a skull!
Joe.
You're a little bit more sensitive, Joe.
His was just factual.
It's like the Crypt Keeper.
I was thinking the Voldemort from Harry Potter.
So it's all gone
I
now.
feel so bad for
Yeah, so there's no eye and there's no nose.
The nose looks like that in Harry Potter.
I like his hat though.
Dairyland.
It's cool hat.
So is that easy, David?
Huh? I said I said it's easier than other parts. Because prosthetic nose things are it's an easier operation for other things. So I was giving him a bright side.
I'm so glad he survived.
You're a negative person.
Yeah, thankfully he survived. So he's 65 years old. He's from South Carolina, and his story went viral because he said that he was kicked out of a diner because his injuries were scaring customers.
I could still eat looking at his face.
Don't look at him then.
Yeah, he was giving this interview and saying that like the manager owner, like she grabbed him from the arm.
What?
Oh, Jesus.
Like this, like he's describing it like this. Like she grabbed him from the arm, like took him to the office and told him, listen, either you cover up your entire face when you're here or you leave.
Whoa, why does she have to say it?
Why did she treat him like a fucking animal?
Well, that was his version of it, right?
But then it wasn't the truth.
Oh, my heart hurts.
And so like a lot of people were like, you know, just like you guys, just really shocked, like why would she treat this man like
It doesn't sound right.
And so then they created a GoFundMe for him in order to get reconstruction. The daughter created one. Right now it's at $78,000.
That'll cover it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's past the $75,000 goal.
That's great.
He has a nice bike too.
So the diner started getting a ton of hate, like death threats and like everything. And so the store owner, she ended up actually showing surveillance footage of the interaction.
Uh-oh.
And this is what happened.
I'm walking out of my office. I asked him to please come here for a minute. I had a conversation I wanted to talk with him about. I never touched him. You can see that on camera. I never touched him. I wanted to have a nice heart-to-heart conversation with Mr. Evans. There was no rudeness or meanness in it whatsoever. In the conversation, I asked him if maybe the doctor had given him something, like an eye patch or something, that he could cover the hole
That's mean.
on his face whenever he came to dine in at the Forks, and if I could help him in any way.
How nice.
She's such a bitch, man. Fuck this lady.
But she's a nice lady bitch, where she's like, I'm a nice lady.
Me as well as him, because I appreciated Mr. Evans' business.
No, you don't.
As a customer.
She says she
I want
wants
all of
him
my
as a
customers.
customer.
I've been in business here for 25 years, and
Oh.
I have a lot of regular customers, and Mr. Evans is my regular customer. and I intended on keeping him as a customer. We had a nice conversation. You can see him agreeing and laughing.
Well, he's embarrassed.
Yeah.
He walks out the door nicely.
I know, it's so
I'm going
sad.
back to work. He lightly shuts the door.
And then he ends up going into the aisle and like buying some more, like some food, and then he leaves.
I didn't even see any customers there complaining, or maybe it was like in the past. I don't know.
Well, yeah, because he's a regular.
Someone came up and who's the fucking bitch that said, "Hey, that skeleton over there, can you tell him not to fucking do that shit? It's scaring my kids." Like, who's the fucking bitch that said that shit?
Yeah, you teach your kids like not to stare, not to judge, and all that stuff. It's all like.
If my kid started acting like a little bitch, I would sit that fucker right in front of him and say, "Eat." Motherfucker.
What made him say that she grabbed him and dragged him into the office?
I guess that's how he felt about it afterwards. Like,
But still, that's still a lie.
For sure, it's a lie.
It's still a lie. Like, I don't agree with that part where he's over here demonstrating she grabbed me by my shirt and dragged me off, because that's the part that I think probably a lot of people are outraged about.
Yeah.
So why did he lie?
Do we know that that was a lie? Because maybe that happened a different time.
That's true. She brings up a good point. We don't know that, but just this manager, she's saying, like, in that instance when she talked to him about this, like, she showed proof. Like, I never even touched him. But yeah, he was just so.
I'm just curious about the lie. Like, why did he lie about it?
We don't know if it's a lie.
That is a lie. There's video surveillance.
Maybe it was another instance.
But you guys can't. There's stuff that's shown, so you guys can't create a backstory that's not there.
No, for sure. We're just
You know
saying,
what I
like, maybe. Who knows? I don't know.
It's a little odd. Like, I'm only saying this because we've done so many articles like this where people have lied about shit. You know what I mean?
And they blow it up. Like the guy that wrote that Yelp review, and he came to the restaurant, and then he looked and he left. But it was like, he didn't even have that interaction.
Exactly. So now I'm kind of wondering, like, what was why did that happen?
There was a guy that was saying that he was treated rudely at this restaurant. He was made to wait, this and that. But in the footage, this guy shows up, he looks at the line, and then he goes, fuck, and then he leaves.
Wow.
But he wrote a bad Yelp review, like he was treated poorly, the wait was long, this and that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if this was the only interaction that he had with the store owner, then yeah, he clearly exaggerated this. But the daughter said that her words hurt far worse than whether she put her hands on him or not.
So she admits that he lied then. Yeah, so you still fabricated a fucking story, and I don't like that.
True.
And maybe he might have believed it in his head, like that's how it happened. Or
Yeah,
something.
what the fuck? That's lame.
I don't know.
Believed in your head.
Some people
shit,
do that.
And then it's
Some
like,
people,
oh, that's
like-
understandable. Like, I don't like that shit either.
Because then people react even more angrier toward the lady, and then there's those consequences where like she's getting death threats and all that because they thought she was being violent with the cancer guy.
Yeah. And you know, if you look at her body language, it was very calm, like she was explaining herself.
She was also saying, like, if I was yelling at him or kicking him out of the store, then he would have, you would think that he would slam the door behind him. But no, he, like, did it really gently, and he even walked down the aisle and bought some more stuff.
Yeah, it's because the body language and how they were interacting says otherwise, right? So there was no yelling. She didn't grab him. So, I mean, the approach is very odd. And I guess, like, in her case as a business owner, like, I'm just trying to play the other side right now.
Because she was saying that there were customers complaining and that they would get up and throw their plates in the trash, like the food in the trash, and then just walk out, saying it if
Fuck the customers, that's fucked up.
All of those people are pieces of shit. Like, all of those people need to
They're like, what the fuck? You don't have an eye?
Can't eat this? Yeah.
That's fucked up,
Like,
dude.
he was saying that he can't put an eye patch over his eye because, like, the skin around there is raw, and so, like, it will rub up and, like, it hurts him, so he can't cover his face. And plus, how is he gonna eat with his face covered?
Wow, dude, the customers are pieces of shits. They're the ones that should fucking get fucking branded.
If that was the case, I wish for her as a person, she would have stood up for him instead of those people and just like, hey, he actually just went through cancer. And since he is a returning customer, you probably know his backstory. Because, like, he's a cancer survivor, so, we're just leave him alone.
I don't give a fuck. I can't eat my bacon and eggs looking at that goddamn jack-o'-lantern.
I'd be more scared, like, trying to eat my bacon and eggs looking at a guy with a Jason Voorhees mask on.
Yeah, I think so too, right?
Like, hey, could he not cover his face up, please? Jesus.
You just hear, like, kill.
Yeah, fucking exactly.
Yeah, so she's saying that he would come in at lunchtime and sit at the food booths, like, right at her busiest time every day. She's like, I have bills to pay, and I work very hard to please customers. I don't see absolutely anything wrong with what I did.
It's like discrimination, right? If he was black, if he was this or that or this or that, it would all be wrong. Every single one of them.
In her like very ignorant eyes, like she's like, well, there's 7 customers that are perturbed by one person, so 7 customer wins over one thing. But the problem is that you didn't equate is that you're not treating this person like a fucking human being. You know?
Yeah.
So she's trying to see it like, oh well.
How would you treat it?
I'd be like, he's a cancer survivor.
Exactly.
And then people go like, oh, I feel like shit.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
He's a returning customer. He's been coming here for years, you know, so if it bothers you, I'm sorry. Maybe you guys could just look the other way. Because I would, if somebody comes to my store over years and years and they're a patron of my place, you're gonna get special treatment.
Yeah.
Especially if you survive cancer.
Yeah.
You know?
You know what I hate is when I go to a place many times and I don't get special treatment. I'm like, I've been coming here for fucking forever.
They don't remember your order and you order the same thing every day.
Exactly. It's shit like that where I'm like, why don't you give me
Dude,
that?
we didn't get special treatment even when we walked through Chipotle on our wedding day.
They
We
didn't
were
give a
all
fuck.
in a bride and groom gown and then like a whole wedding party and we went through the entire line. We stood in line with everybody else.
I was like, what do you want? Rice and beans?
And then they just
Cool.
they acted like it was a normal fucking day. Just an average day.
Yeah, nothing. Not even like a 1%.
Maybe they thought you guys were filming.
Not that we weren't like doing it to get a discount, but it would, you would just think
That would
that
be
people would be
sad.
like, hey, whoa, congrats.
Yeah, that's true.
But it was just like, hey, what do you want, brown rice or white rice?
Yeah.